Hey guys, Zerkaa here and welcome back to another Millwall Career Mode Series episode, and we go into this episode going straight into a game with Burnley, and it is hitting December, so we're getting close to that January transfer window, and I start having to have a little think about what kind of players we're looking to be signing in January if we want to strengthen our squad to try and push for that first and second place. Obviously we started off against Burnley and I nearly basically just handed them a goal there at the beginning if you just saw, and I can't believe they even missed, but we managed to take the lead with a nice Edwards goal in the 34th minute. And Edwards is really starting to feel like a really nice, solid player. And obviously with Keogh out injured, Edwards is obviously going to take his place until Keogh is back. So it's a good 4 months. So Edwards has got a lot of time now to prove himself as a good enough player to be in the squad. And obviously with Keogh getting old, it could be a perfect time for him to actually make the squad completely. And we're going to the second half here, and Piazon nearly scores there, but it was saved. We're going to the 89th minute now, and Lecointe puts through Wallison, and Wallison's pace gets past the defender, but he wasn't fast enough just to get past the goalkeeper as well. And that's the 90th minute, and that game ended 1-0. Decent result, only 1-0. It could have won a bit more solid, especially with the amount of chances that I created in that game. But 1-0 is still a win. It's still going to take 3 points, and that puts us a little bit closer to catching up with that first and second. But as you can see, we are currently in 6th due to that bit of poor form we hit in the recent episode. And hopefully we can get some form going again and push ourselves back into that 3rd spot, because otherwise you don't want to be like on the verge of the playoffs. Otherwise that'd be more disappointing if we don't actually make the playoffs either. It'll go into game against Coventry, and in the 12th minute Romeo Vidal gets put through with a nice lob through ball, and he puts it away, which he always does. And Romeo Vidal is just crazy. I can't stop saying how good this player is, because it's just mental. It's almost like having a Ronaldo in your team. I think just obviously compared to the other Millwall players, he's just on another level. And you can tell that he's going to be a really good player, especially the fact I think he's only 17. And to be that good already at the age of 17 is obviously going to have a lot of potential in the future. But Coventry equalised pretty early on. I think it might have been an instant reply to my goal, actually. We go into the second half here, 48th minute, and Vidal gets put through another lob through ball, and then he tucks that away as well. And that is a great thing about him as well, because especially when we're in a championship, the defenders aren't that pacey. So if he gets put through on goal and he's one step ahead of the defenders, he's away. He's not going to be caught, and that's what I need to start utilising a bit more. Maybe I need to utilise some counter attacks opposed to like slow passing football, which I've been doing recently. And so obviously we're 2-1 up here, and in 78th minute here, Coventry nearly scored with that volley there. Nice dipping volley from the edge of the area, but it hit the crossbar. And that could have been quite embarrassing to concede that. Probably one of the best goals that I'd have seen scored by the computer against me. And they nearly also equalised there, and that was very late on, but we managed to hold out and win that game 2-1. Again, a not very convincing victory, but we still won regardless, and still another 3 points added to our total tally, and that's 3 points closer to getting into the promotion places. And let's see here, Leon Trotter is apparently favouring a move to go to Aston Villa. It's also thought that Blackburn Rovers are also interested, as well as Bolton. And again, I'm not really too bothered if he does go, because obviously David Edwards is currently playing in his position, and I've got 2 good CDMs anyway, so it doesn't really matter if he leaves, but he could let him leave and actually get the money for him. So hopefully someone comes in for a bid of him in the January transfer window, and hopefully it is a reasonable amount. You see here, Wallison is near the top of the goal scorers, but obviously Routledge and Graham for Swansea, with 30 goals between them, and Swansea just killing it at the moment, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get caught up with. We go into our next game here against Bristol City, and Bristol City obviously one of the weaker sides in the Championship, and definitely a game we definitely should be winning, and hopefully we can win this game and then make it 3 wins in a row for us. And as you see here, the league table shows we're currently 4th, and we've pushed ourselves back into that, and we're only 1 point away from 3rd. But look at Leicester, look at Swansea and Norwich. They're both on 58 and 57 respectively. They're a good 13 points or so ahead of us, and it's going to be very hard to tighten that gap and catch up with them. As you see here, there's a player down. I don't think he gets up, but we're in the second half, and there wasn't anything action in the first half at all. Nothing to show you. I went through it all, and I couldn't find anything that interesting to show you. But they managed to make a 1-0 lead in the 58th minute there, and I wasn't too happy about that one. So I tried to push forward and try and get a goal. I did not want to be losing this game. And luckily, not too long after them scoring, I managed to get a nice goal from the edge of the area there by Piazon. He picked up the ball on the edge of the area, and then had a nice kind of looping low shot into the bottom right-hand corner. And we now move it into the 68th minute, and Bristol City pick up the ball again, put a lob through ball in, and luckily that is saved by Spires, a nice save, and it almost rebounds straight back into them, but he was offside, and he ran away from the goal anyway. But that game finished 1-1, a bit disappointed with the result. Definitely thought I should have won that game, but still it's better than losing, and we still take another point, and that's another point added to our tally. We'll now go into our game against Preston on the 28th of December, so obviously the transfer window is going to open after this game. It's the last game of 2013, and again, Preston, one of the weaker sides. Pretty sure they're actually near the bottom of the table at this point. I think they might have been actually bottom. I think Preston are the bottom side. We start off really well. David Edwards getting on the end of that nice cold free kick there, and that makes it 1-0. And again, David Edwards proving himself to be a great player and a great replacement for Keogh whilst Keogh is out injured, and possibly even to replace him full time. But in the 18th minute, Preston managed to equalise. I think is that Scott Laird? He used to play for Millwall. But Laird scored to make it 1-1, and we then go into the 25th minute, and Wallison nearly scored there, but had his shot saved. We move into the 54th minute, and Wallace picks up the ball on the edge of the area and does what he does best and finishes. We've got to pick up the ball with him. As soon as you get an inch with Wallison, you just kind of have to shoot and hit and hope. And usually, a good 75% of the time, you might actually find the net. Or it's one of the things where you'll definitely make the goalkeeper struggle. And as you see here, Romero Vidal showing his pace, breaking through, and does a nice little turn there and passes it over to Wallison. And Wallison should definitely finish that. If I pressed finesse there, opposed to the shooting, I would have gone in. But regardless, we won that game 2-1, and that's another 3 points again added to our tally. So that's 3 wins in this episode and 1 draw. We're unbeaten in this episode, unbeaten in our last 4. I guess that unbeaten in our last 4 games. I don't know what the results of the last episode were, but as the end of today's episode, it is short purely because obviously the transfer window starts in the next episode. I didn't want to go into it and overlap the 2 episodes together. So if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. If you have any opinions or feedback to give, then please leave a comment. Any players you want me to sign in the future, then please leave a comment on that one as well. You can check out my Pro Career Mode episode by clicking the annotation on the screen now, and I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.